I would need to play more, but after nearly 8 hours in a game, then I can give my first impressions after 8 hours in the game. And then we're gonna stop for today because I woke up in 6 AM, now it's nearly 12 PM. Okay, first of all, it's early access. Okay. And this game is a year, if not even 2 years away from the full release, the final release. We gotta have that in mind. Graphics will be better. Optimization, combat, perhaps the entire game is gonna be voice acted too, and so on and so forth. So every aspect of the game is gonna get better. We gotta have that in mind. As far as the story goes, pretty similar story to Breath of the Righteous. Again, you're a captain, commander, and this time, instead of inheriting a crusading army, you inherit a ship, a Rogue Trader battleship. And you need to build your name in Koronus Expanse, because the previous owner died. That's the story. The prologue is missing, the first chapter is missing. You start from chapter 2 on level 15. I seen no character progression, not a single level in 8 hours. So basically leveling is right now, I can easily say it's non-existent. There were only 4 classes to pick and so on and so forth. Now, I was speaking about the story. I like conversations. The game is true to the Warhammer. Like really, fans will love it. Everything is there that you expect out from a Warhammer 40k is there. And probably the biggest Warhammer project ever in terms of a video game. As far as performance goes, it varies, okay. At 1 second I had 1 frame per second. I would say that average, depends on the map you're playing, but average frame rate on high settings is around 30 or so. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. That's not a main issue at all. From the game time, I heard it's a 50 hours long chapter. As far as difficulty goes, you can play only on normal and core difficulty. All other difficulties do not exist right now. I can't speak much about the difficulty. It's not a hard game. At least on a core, it's not hard. Not about maps, a world map, how you scan areas to transition around Koronus. I think it's Koronus Expanse. It's done. I like it a lot. It's done brilliantly, okay? Like, this is amazing. And you discover other systems, okay? In each one you have a few planets, ship battles, things to discover, okay? Call it like dungeon crawling part, as well as main maps. And the map is fucking huge. I can't wait for them to finish the entire game so I can make my decision, but this is a really great part. Graphics on high settings are nothing special. I guess they're gonna be better on a full release. That's like the last thing they should do. Enhance the graphics. Because right now, Wrath of the Righteous looks better than Rogue Trader in early access. That doesn't mean that Rogue Trader won't look better than Wrath of the Righteous. It will. And gameplay... in 8 hours, 4 battles in total. That's a battle per 2 hours. Way much less combat than in Wrath of the Righteous. 80% of the game is talking. Reading, talking, reading, talking. I can't say how it's not fun. It is, especially for Warhammer fans. But only 20% of it so far was combat. As far as combat goes, it's turn-based. And it's slow. And it's not done well yet. The game throws you in the middle of the map, and the game uses half cover and full cover system. And it throws you in the open. It threw me in 4 fights, it threw me in the open in 3 fights. I can't reposition, I can't reallocate. I don't even want to imagine how tough it's gonna be on harder difficulties if we lack stealth and positioning. For initiative and who plays first, you roll dices. If you roll bad dices, you're basically fucked. It doesn't matter if you know how to play or not, you're fucked. As far as other part of gameplay goes, everything that I've seen in Wrath of the Righteous is here, okay? Discovering traps, secrets, treasure, how you interact with objects, with NPCs, all of that is exactly the same now, just different skill checks. Now it's tech use. Coercion to intimidate, this is basically intimidate, they could easily call it intimidate instead of confusing players. Lore, knowledge, arcana, now it's lore warp, lore Imperium, okay? Like that part with skill checks in the gameplay, exactly the same. The game, okay, I need to play more. I only played 8 hours, but what I've seen with combat, it throws 20 enemies on you, and then it throws NPCs, and then everyone takes like 15-20 seconds to play. And the fight that should last like 30 seconds lasts 30 minutes. Without failure. If you fail and reload, God forbid, it's gonna last an hour, if not even more on harder difficulties. That's atrocious. There are 2 solutions. Less enemies, harder enemies, more tactics, or some fast combat button. If it doesn't have real time with pauses, at least speed up combat like 10 times. What else? A leveling part, I can't speak about it. I don't receive a single level, there is no character creation in alpha, you receive a hero on level 15, and you receive all companions on level 15. There are no classes, there's this only fighter, leader, adept, soldier, and then they transcend into assassin, veteran, strategist, vanguard, but I can't speak about it, there's nothing to speak about it. I barely got XP in 8 hours of playtime. Itemization, it's crystal clear, okay, and it's done very well, but I haven't found useful items in 8 hours. That's subject to change drastically till the full release is out, for sure. Both leveling, options, items, all of that is gonna change God knows how many times. As far as enemies go, I only seen human enemies in 8 hours. I seen servitors. I haven't seen a single demon, single chaos spawn, or other alien races, Xenos. So I can't speak much about it too. They are in the game for sure. I know that. Basically all Xenos types. Music is phenomenal. The best main theme I heard in a while. Also atmospheric music during the game. It's absolutely crazy good. Lack of voice acting is... on this type of game, it's so fucking impactful, okay? To read everything is a freaking pain in the ass. There's a lot of text. Narration is needed, full voice cover is needed. If not full, partial, whatever, just not to read the entire game. And probably it's gonna be partial, similar to Breath of the Righteous. But if you ask me, this game with some great narration would be freaking epic. All in all, what it is. It looks like Breath of the Righteous. It doesn't have to do anything with Breath of the Righteous of how it plays. Most similar game to this one would be Wasteland 3. It's like 70% same as Wasteland 3 as far as combat goes, as far as exploration goes, and how you resolve quests, how you talk with NPCs and so on. That's Breath of the Righteous. But combat, doesn't have to do anything with Breath of the Righteous. Completely different game. It's basically a simplified version of Breath of the Righteous, because Breath of the Righteous was complex as hell. And this one will appease more players, I guess. Rogue Trader. More people will be able to play this game and like it, because it's less complex. I guess they're gonna aim for audience, which is a good thing. And there's a lot of Warhammer fanboys out there. They're all gonna play this. There is no better Warhammer game. Even now in early access, there is no better Warhammer game. There's just not. This is the best that you're gonna see out of Warhammer 40k. We're gonna continue playing. That's the first impression, okay? Only after 8 hours. And I'm dead bloody tired. Tomorrow I'll step onto it and I'll play for 10-12 hours. Maybe I change my opinion. Potential of this game is huge, but it all depends how they resolve combat, speed, or better to say pace. Pace and immersion. The two most important things. Pace, balancing, and immersion. Pace goes with balancing together. Those would be the most important things. You resolve it with, as far as immersion goes, with narration, with voice cover. And pacing, it needs to be faster. It just needs to be faster. If you want, that's the problem basically with all turn-based games, okay? It doesn't matter what you play and what type of turn-based game. Is it isometric, cards, cRPG, I don't know, roguelikes, like Darkest Dungeon? That's the problem of turn-based games. Now, how Darkest Dungeon 2 resolved the issue? It's fucking fast. That's how. It's fast and smooth. One animation, bam, a second, immediately another one plays. Enemy, they play, they did not think, they do it in like a second or two, and then combat goes fast. Okay, here when I need to wait for 6 NPCs to play and 20 enemies, I forgot what I wanted to do, man. I forgot where I am. So pace, balancing, and immersion through voice acting. Everything else looks perfect. I won't even rate the game because I need to play a lot, and there's gonna be chapters. Also, what's the huge issue is they gave us chapter 2 instead of giving us prologue and chapter 1, so we can start from level 1, see basic things, okay, see the leveling classes, how it goes, interact with companions for the first time, get to know them. Let's see the ship, let's see the first owner of the ship, that Theodora, whatever the hell they call her. No, they throw you in chapter 2 and then you got like 50 skills and spells unlocked, weapons, items, companions act like they know you and you don't know them, so you completely lose immersion there. Weird decision to start from chapter 2. And what's even worse, when you play through that conversation with companions, you discovered what happened in chapter 1. And in prologue, you discovered that there was a previous owner of the ship that died from chaos. And you inherited the ship instead of seeing it on your own. I wanted to see that part on my own without getting to know it through companions, through the story. So basically, the more you play into chapter 2, the bigger the spoilers are for prologue and chapter 1. Unless they plan to change the game drastically, but I doubt. That's the story. You are the new owner of the ship. We play tomorrow. When I wake up, we're gonna play the entire day. Still early to tell. That's only the first impressions again. Potential of this game. For Warhammer fanboys, better than Wrath of the Righteous. For me personally, I don't know yet. It's gonna be a great cRPG, a huge one. Immersive. Probably also extremely hard and so on. But it's still early access. I like what I've seen in like 70-80% of time. The thing that worries me the most is the combat. Like, it really worries me. Okay, combat. If you want to do turn-based combat with half cover, full cover mechanics, you got Wasteland 3. You got freaking XCOM. You got Gears Tactics. To see how it actually works, you need to have crafted maps for combat. You can't just throw enemies out of nowhere and there is no cover. And they roll the initiative. And they get to play first and ram your ass. No. Just no. You don't do it like that. You gotta have a crafted map with cover. You gotta be able to position and then roll the dice for initiative. But you need to position. And yeah, it's overwhelming because it starts from chapter 2. It wouldn't be overwhelming if it started from prologue and chapter 1. It would be great. But yes, when you enter in chapter 2, level 15, you don't know shit, then yeah, it's overwhelming. Am I disappointed that there is no real-time pause? I don't even think about it. I know it's turn-based and I'm cool with it. I want to see how to fix turn-based. How it can be fixed. How it's gonna be faster, smoother. That's what I'm interested in. Not if it's gonna have real-time with pauses, but to see a better turn-based combat. Basically, yes, it's a mix of Wasteland 3 and Pathfinder. When's the full release? God knows. In a year, 2 from now. Will I wait for the full game despite problems I just talked about? I'll finish this. I'll play it non-stop. Okay. I'll play it non-stop. No matter the problems, it's early access. It's supposed to have problems. That's why it's early access. Guys, that's gonna be it for tonight. We continue this tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I'm off to bed. Next stream when I wake up. Then around 10, 11, 12 hours from now. So see you back soon.